Hey guys, today we are going to tell you the things that we wished we'd known when we started our home staging business many years ago.
I think one of the first things that comes to mind is social media and how powerful that tool actually is when you're running a business. I mean, that was a surprise to me.
Yeah, I mean, the consistency of posting things on social media and the networking that you're able to do on there and the amount of reach that you're able to achieve with minimal effort and no costs is astounding.
Yeah. I mean, I'm shocked. I think back over the last 5 years, how much business we actually acquired just from social media posting.
Yeah.
Had we known in the beginning that social media was going to be such a strong driver of business for us, we might have done things a little bit differently right from the start. And we learned.
Yeah, that's a super easy tool and it doesn't cost a dime. And we virtually do no advertising for our staging business and never did because we just use social media to do all the advertising for us.
Right. And I think what we would have done differently for social media is we would have worked with something that was a little more cohesive in terms of branding.
Yes.
You guys know what these media accounts look like. They're beautiful. They're consistent and cohesive in the images that are presented, the colors, the consistency of the information. They just visually look incredible and they tell a story about the business that's being represented. We were awesome in that we were posting a lot of pictures about what we were doing, but we were missing that polished,
that cohesive.
Yes.
That cohesive look.
Yeah, that branding brings.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
And the way we were able to finally tap into that resource was by getting a Light and Airy app to edit our photography with. So, there are lots of apps out there that can create that consistency and that beautiful look. So look into that. It's worth the investment. It's worth the time to learn how to use those apps and to create, photo galleries. Mm-hmm. Again, this isn't about quantity, it's about quality, right? So this is a great opportunity for you to display your best work, but it doesn't have to be 400,000 pictures of one particular room.
Right.
Just pick your best shots and put them out there.
Yeah. Edited photos convey a level of professionalism that other photos do not, and that's super important in your business. You would rather have one or two really good, really beautiful, nicely edited photos than 20 craptastic things that, might look nice, but don't really show the level of professionalism that you are striving for and that you want to convey.
Another thing that we wish we'd known in the beginning is the value of hiring a professional graphic designer. In the beginning, we were scrappy and we were doing everything kind of by ourselves, and then eventually we hired a local graphic designer, and she was able to take our photography and our headshots and our logos and create beautiful printed materials and also digital materials that we are able to attach to our proposals. When we send a staging proposal to someone, we also send them a one-page PDF of some of our work with our beautiful branding and our logos and the colors. And she also helps us with all our printed materials. So that's a really important resource that kind of elevates your business and the level of service that you're able to convey to your clients.
Right. Back to that branding. And again, then to expand on that, you want to make sure that those branded photos and those branded marketing materials that you're talking about really show the wide range of services and types of things that you do as a home stager.
Oh, yeah. Go into as much detail as possible, right? Do you do consultations? Do you do vacant home staging projects? Do you specialize in over-the-top amazing living rooms and vignettes, or are bedrooms your specialty?
The next thing that we want to talk about that we wish we had known when we started, home staging is, or certainly can be, a really physical job.
It's a very physical job.
Yeah.
You have to take care of your personal physical needs when you're on a staging job. Where we live, it's very hot most of the year, and when you're loading a moving truck and moving heavy pieces, make sure you have comfortable clothing and your water bottles are full and that you have snacks and chargers and what you need to get through the day.
Yeah. And you need to be honest with yourself about what you're capable of as an individual stager or as a team, and then where you need help. There's no shame in hiring help. In fact, it's really smart and a good return on investment.
Yes.
If you can hire people who are able to do portions of the job that you may not be able to do or may not feel are in your best time or interest to do.
Yeah, and some of these jobs are huge. So for us to take on like a 5,000 square foot house would take us a couple of days. And if we bring in our crew, then we can knock it out in a day.
Right.
So just determine what's most important to you. In the beginning, if you're scrappy and you like doing the hard stuff, that's great. But know that there are options out there, and outsourcing is a great opportunity for you to take on the big jobs without physically killing yourself.
It is. Erin and I can move a sofa together, no problem. But if it's a third floor condo at the beach and the sofa weighs, 800 pounds, it's going to take us.
It's going to take a crane.
It's going to take a crane. Oh, it has taken a crane.
We've done that.
It's a waste of time. Now we hire movers. They do it fast. They're efficient. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's worth its weight in gold.
Totally worth the money.
Yes.
So another thing that we'd wish we'd known in the beginning was the buying power that comes with buying things to the trade. Right? So as a stager, once you have your business license in place, you can start applying for trade accounts with furniture vendors and retailers, and that will save you a tremendous amount of time and money.
Yes.
When you buy your inventory.
Yes. What that means is that you're actually buying from the manufacturer at wholesale prices instead of retail prices. So right off the top, that's a tremendous savings. The other thing that it means is you're potentially getting multiple pieces of inventory from one source, which means you sit down, you click the computer, you place the order, and then it all arrives, as opposed to running around town, shopping pieces here, shopping pieces there.
Picking it up in a truck. Getting all the colors to work together. It's just a lot easier to do it from one centralized source, right?
We didn't have the financial resources really to buy in bulk in the beginning. So we did buy by the room, but we learned over time as we grew and as we, started reinvesting in our business that we could do a lot better by buying wholesale. And we eventually moved to that model when acquiring our inventory.
Entirely. Yeah, and what that also did for us was by buying wholesale, we created a consistency in our look, and we elevated the level of quality that we were able to provide to our clients. And that meant that when people wanted to buy furnishings from us, when we would do redesign projects or turnkey design projects, we could sell high quality furnishings that we had purchased at wholesale, which meant that our profit margins expanded exponentially.
Right. And we knew we were selling a quality product. Here's another tip. You're going to wear a lot of hats as a home stager.
There are so many intricacies to business ownership. Everything from, applying for your articles of incorporation and, having your business license and setting up your checking accounts for your new business and your tax ID numbers and all of these critical things that need to be in place in order for you to start a business. And you're going to learn the ins and outs of some of that, but you're also going to have to tap into your resources and talk to professionals if you don't know what you're doing.
For sure. Yeah. Well, Erin and I really managed all the different aspects of the business ourselves in the very beginning. What we might have learned from that process was we are each individually and together better at some things and you're not as good at other things. And there are some things that neither of us are very good at. And, if you have the opportunity, you can look to focus on what you know best, what you're best at, and then find somebody to assist you with the pieces that are not so fun, that are not in your wheelhouse of strengths.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely focus on your strengths and outsource when you can. For example, building our website. That was something I took on myself in the beginning, and it was a bit of a hot mess, but I was really proud of it.
It was awesome. It was awesome. I was blown away that Erin was able to do this for us.
But over time, we started to see it with a more discerning eye, and we had to bring in a web developer to make things more cohesive and concise. And as you elevate your brand and you elevate your business, you're going to see that there are important ways to save your time, save your energy, save your bandwidth for the things that are important, and outsource the rest.
Right. Another thought. Not every client is going to be your client.
Right.
And that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Erin and I figured out over time that there's a certain niche that we fall into where our skills, our inventory really shine the brightest. And that is not every house and every listing in our community.
Yeah, you've kind of got to figure out your look, figure out that have that consistency in the inventory that you're using, and figure out what kind of homes that works best in, and advertise to realtors who work around that price point.
Yeah. Well, there's always some flexibility. I mean, you don't want to pigeonhole yourself into only one category, but if you know where you shine the brightest, that's where you really want to invest your time and your money. And so the things that you take into consideration there are the types of furniture that you have in your inventory. What kind of house does that lend itself to? Is it an urban, downtown sort of studio situation, or is it more of a coastal beach house look? That is part of your niche. Also give some consideration to the price points of the homes. Do you have furnishings that shine the brightest in, $300,000 to $500,000 listings, or are your furnishings elevated and really belonging in multi-million-dollar listings?
Yeah.
These are two different niches, and yours matters.
And the last thing that we really wish that we had put more attention on when we started our staging business was consultations. Consultations are a brilliant way to start generating income without any inventory, without any storage necessary. It's all a matter of your skill set, right? So all you need is to know how to communicate with people, know what to say to them, know what steps need to be taken to make a house from a home into a commodity by helping people declutter and having conversations with them about putting away their personal belongings and making the house more neutral and less personalized, and all of the things that us stagers are so good at.
Like Erin was saying, had we known in the beginning that we could establish ourselves in our community as home stagers and start bringing money in right from the very start without any inventory to our name, we would have spent more time there. It's an awesome way to get a little cash flow so that you can start building your own inventory, and you're marketing yourself, right?
Exactly.
You're letting realtors know that you're home staging. You're providing a valuable service. It's an awesome way to segue into the actual process of staging properties.
Exactly. And guys, we have some great digital resources that are available to you. If you click on the link below, check out our website and some of the digital downloads that are available, including a step-by-step home staging consultation package that will help you through this exact process so you can start making your money as a stager today. And then you can take that money and start reinvesting it into your business so that you can grow into staging vacant properties. Hit the subscribe button and stay tuned. We are Revisions Mentor.
Thanks for watching.